Hi, it's Graham from Compiler again with the next video about the benefits of VPS hosting. There are many good reasons to upgrade to a VPS account, so let's get started. You are probably on a shared hosting plan at the moment. These are very popular, so let's take a look at the advantages of this. The first advantage of shared hosting is that it is cheap. Your compiler shared hosting account is very cheap. This is a good reason to remain with shared hosting, but it's not the best one. As with everything in life, you get what you pay for. A shared hosting account is ideal if you're expecting a low visitor count. When you're first starting out with your business website, then it's likely that you will not receive many visitors. But nobody wants to be in this situation for long. There is no real point in spending time and good money creating a website if your expectation for visitor numbers is low. With shared hosting, there is no maintenance. This is a good feature. Most small business owners do not have the time or the technical skills to maintain a web server. The good news is that you can have the same arrangement with VPS hosting. Another shared hosting advantage is ease of use. Anybody from kids to senior citizens can use shared hosting with a little bit of training. Using cPanel is easy and intuitive. There is a little bit of a learning curve, but this can be easily mastered. Then we have the possibility of disk space upgrades. With a shared hosting account, it is a fairly easy process to acquire more disk space if you need it. If your website is growing and you need this space, then just contact us and we can upgrade you straight away. So all in all, shared hosting is a good startup option. If you're just starting out, then shared hosting makes a lot of sense. For those people that just want to start their own blog or hobby website, then it's ideal. For a business, it makes good sense in the beginning, but most businesses quickly outgrow shared hosting. Now we will take a look at the downside of shared hosting, or the disadvantages. There are quite a few disadvantages to shared hosting, and the most important ones will be discussed here. So we'll start with shared resources. With shared hosting, you share a web server with many other websites. The resources of the server, such as CPU, memory, disk space and bandwidth, are all at a premium. This means that you are likely to meet with some severe growth limits. Let's face it, you want your website to grow and be profitable. It is likely that you will want to add more and more content to your site, such as words, pictures and videos, to keep your potential customers informed of the latest developments. With shared hosting, you are going to experience limitations, and you can even have your account suspended for exceeding resource usage. Next we have no control. With a shared hosting account, you have to obey the hosting company's rules, or else. Here at Compiler, we are very flexible and always try to give our customers what they want, but there is a limit. If you want to run programs on your site that eat up the server resources, then you probably won't be able to do that. This leads me on to others can impact. If other users of your shared server exceed their resource usage, then this can have a severe impact on your website. It can make it very slow or even totally unavailable. You do not want to be in this position. Although we monitor our servers regularly, this does happen from time to time. The next important disadvantage is security. Our web servers at Compiler always have the latest security patches installed, but with any shared hosting account, if an experienced hacker wants to take control of your site, then they can do it. There are limits to the protection that we can provide with shared hosting, and security breaches do happen from time to time. And finally, there is the possibility of being on an email blacklist. If one of the other users on the shared server violates any email rules, then the whole server can be blacklisted, which means that your website can be tarnished without you even knowing it. This is a common problem, unfortunately, and Google knows about these blacklists, and it can affect your search engine rankings too. Okay, now it's time to ask the question, what is VPS? Many people have heard of VPS, but few really understand what it really is. The first thing to understand is that you're getting a virtual machine. With VPS, a web server is divided up into equal parts, and software is installed on these parts to make a number of virtual machines. So it is a server within a server. If you think about your computer, you may have a C drive and a D drive. These are independent of each other, but share the same hard drive. Also, VPS servers have their own resources. The main resources of the server, such as the CPU, the memory, the hard disk, etc., are all divided up, and each VPS account has its own dedicated server resources that none of the other VPS accounts can use. These are dedicated to your website. You can also install your own software. You can install your own operating system and web components without any interference from us. You can have your engineers set up your site exactly as you want it to be. On the same subject, you can also provide your own script installs. There are many useful scripts, which are basically computer programs, that you can run on your VPS server that will enhance the features of your website. These include email scripts, special plugins, and a whole lot more. With VPS hosting, you have built-in growth capacity. You have dedicated server resources at your disposal, so you can grow your website and your business accordingly. You want to be in control of your business, and this is not totally possible with shared hosting. If you want us to help you with your VPS server, then you have the option of a managed option. With this option, we at Compiler will take care of server monitoring and important issues such as security updates and patching. This is a very good option if you do not have the time or technical expertise to look after your own server. Now that you know more about what VPS is, let's have a look at some of the many VPS hosting advantages. There are many advantages to upgrading to VPS hosting, and I'll go through the major benefits here, starting with standalone. You are not sharing with anyone else. There is no threat of the actions of others penalizing your website's performance or you ending up on a blacklist. This is because you will be provided with guaranteed resources. None of the other VPS servers on the main server will ever use your resources. They are yours and yours only. You will be able to sleep well at night knowing that your website is available 24 hours a day and that there are no other server users that can affect this. Basically, you are in control. If there is one reason that you need to upgrade to VPS hosting today, then this is it. You wouldn't leave other areas of your business to chance, so why do this with your website and email? VPS hosting will also improve your website performance. Put yourself in the shoes of a potential visitor. They have found out about your website and are eager to see what you have to offer. You are on shared hosting and the server resources are at bursting point, so your site loads very slowly for the visitor. They decide to give up and go elsewhere. With a VPS account, there is no need for you to worry. Your site will load quickly and always be available to visitors and potential customers. Which leads me on to getting more traffic. Increasing the amount of website traffic that you receive should be a priority. You want your site to be busy and working for you all of the time. With large traffic increases, you face a potential problem with shared hosting. There are no such issues with VPS hosting. And finally, you can improve security. With your own VPS server, you will be able to install custom firewalls that have very strict rules and are almost impossible to break. This is not possible with shared hosting. If you are running databases with sensitive data, then this is very, very important. Okay, let's move on to why you need to upgrade. Here are the best reasons why you need to upgrade your compiler shared hosting to VPS hosting today, starting with business growth. Do you want your business to grow? Of course you do. You probably have a grand plan for this, and it should include the growth of your website. With a VPS hosting account, there are no restrictions on growing your website to match your business growth plans. You will want to be in control. Business owners like to control their own destiny, and I'm sure that you are not any different. With shared hosting, you are not in control as far as your website is concerned. Get back in control with a VPS hosting upgrade today. Then we have the very important issue of site performance. A slow website is a real problem. A totally unavailable website is a disaster. If your website is slow, then you are likely to lose visitors who could become customers. Also, Google takes a very dim view of slow websites and never ranks them well. Solve all of these issues with VPS hosting. All of these problems I have mentioned come down to sharing. With VPS hosting, there are no other users. There are no others to spoil the party. You will not have to fight for resources with them again. Your site will not be slow or unavailable due to the actions of other users ever again. Sharing with others can bring many pains. You can eliminate these pains with VPS hosting. So what about site security? How would you feel if your site was hacked and sensitive data copied or worse still removed from your site? It can happen, particularly with shared hosting. With a VPS upgrade, you can add the very best custom firewall software installed to prevent this from happening. Remember, at all times, Compiler can help. We have a number of VPS upgrade options to suit your business needs. Call us today on 0871 226 1144 or send us an email to sales@compiler.com and we will be delighted to explain everything to you. Make the call and upgrade to VPS hosting today. Well, that is the end of this video. I hope that you found it informative and interesting. In the next video, we'll be discussing webinars and how you can use them to grow your business. So, see you then.